hike.
Greetings and salutations, America. I'm Zach Nanimus.
Johnny Dim.
I was not prepared for the show to have begun. You said you needed to do a thing and make the intro go, and I thought that thing was going to take like a minute.
No, I literally was just going to do the music and then start the show, which is what I said.
No, you said there was another. It doesn't matter. So welcome to is this episode 3?
Yeah, I think so.
Episode 3 of the new War Pod in Space. One thing that I was talking to Johnny about, which he completely disagrees with me on, and whether you at home agree or not, doesn't actually matter. Not that we don't value your opinion, but if you choose to view the show in one way versus viewing the show in another way, it's 100% your choice, and we want to validate that choice. I don't think we're interesting enough to look at for an hour or so throughout the entire VCast, which Johnny says this isn't a podcast. I think it's a podcast if your eyes are closed, and he refuses to tell me what he thinks it is. But I say it's a podcast to game by. And today we're going to be talking a little bit about Cobra Kai, that's out on Netflix, and we're also going to be talking about the Super Mario 35th Anniversary Nintendo Direct that dropped today. So I think the perfect game for tonight's show would definitely be Super Smash Brothers, whichever one you like.
That definitely did not drop today.
It didn't?
Nope.
Oh, the thing I saw... The thing I saw was a YouTube video on the Nintendo channel from today, I thought. Did it release on Twitch first?
There was an official trailer that came out today for the 3D group of games, correct? Is that what you saw?
There's Super Mario 3D All-Star, which was part of it. But there was a lot of stuff going on in that Direct.
Oh, that Direct, the Direct did not come out today. That was like 2 days ago, 3 or maybe 3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Either way, play Smash Brothers. Jiggle your puffs if you like.
Classic.
Okay. So, Johnny Dim. First and foremost, if it's not a podcast, and every time I've said VCast, you've never been like, that's it.
That's because I've never heard that term before.
Yeah, a VCast, a video podcast.
This is a streaming video show. Unless you're not seeing it live, then I guess it's still a streamed medium. Or it was. That's how it first was birthed into the world.
Which actually reminds me, I should probably jump onto YouTube to see if anyone watches at the right time.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Well, what we look like in actuality, Johnny, is like when two characters are on a movie, and like one's in Alaska and one's in Cuba, and they're scientists, but you're supposed to like relate to them, so they wear T-shirts and talk about Mario. But then they learn a secret. That's what we look like.
Well, there is a problem. I was told by the Restream app that we use to stream to multiple services at once that I had to set up something else to get it to work on YouTube now, because YouTube is changing the way they do things.
Okay, well, you're going to have to monitor the Twitch stream, because I don't know anything about Twitch.
Yeah, I'll have it going.
Just to see if anyone watches on it.
I don't mind whether they do or not.
Well, if they say something to us, I'd like to be able to say something back to them. Which, by the way, I monitor how much traffic we get on, or how much traffic we have gotten on the last couple of these that we've done, and we actually got a comment from Bikes Payne Cax, Ace Pilot of the Rebel Alliance. So I just wanted to say thank you, Bikes Payne Cax. I hope that you haven't been canceled since the last time you commented and we thanked you. Hopefully you're staying safe and honorable. I'm sure you are. I don't know. Did we learn anything about him? Is he secretly like a, I don't know, juggalo?
What was the comment that he made?
You are. Oh, he just did comment. It's a paragraph. I'm not gonna read it all right now.
This is on YouTube?
Yeah. This is on Pat Bat and the Fandom.
Okay. So it looks like we might only be actually live on Twitter because Twitch is giving me this error. Hold on one second. My throat was really scratchy.
Yo, number one source for the corona.
But yeah, just straight up just giving me an error. So Twitch, I guess, is dead forever.
Okay. We were never big on Twitch. We were never big anywhere, but we never had any kind of following on Twitch. It doesn't matter, Johnny. All that matters is the show.
We got a show to do.
All we got a show to do. It's the show right now, Johnny. Okay. All right. Now listen, Johnny. You watched a television show.
I did.
You did, and it's a show that's been out for a long time, but nobody knew what it was because it was on YouTube. Correct. Which every time I say YouTube Red, I'm afraid that that's the porn one. Is that the porn one?
You're thinking of RedTube.
You answered that way too quickly, Johnny. That was very robotic for me. For that again.
I said, pretend not to know.
Okay, that's, you know what? I respect that. Either way, what it is a show called Cobra Kai, a show that takes place, I think, the right number of years between Karate Kid 1 and 2017. However long that is.
I think they say it was about 30 years ago in the show. It doesn't matter.
Johnny and Daniel-san are all grown up. Mr. Miyagi is dead because Pat Morita did in fact pass away, and Daniel is as old. He's actually older than Mr. Miyagi was when they made the first one.
Is he really?
Yeah, he is.
Oh wow!
Okay, I haven't seen it, but Johnny's told me a little bit about it, and I was surprised to hear some of the things that you said.
Yeah, it was funny. Someone else who's seen it that I didn't realize had seen it was my parents. I was talking to them today on video chatting because they like to see my son, so that's why they don't want to see my face. Right. But yeah, I was talking about how I was watching baseball, and they're like, "Oh yeah, we were watching the Karate Kid show," and I was like, "Cobra Kai?" And they're like, "Yeah, we're at the part where this happens." I don't want to give any spoilers away, and I was like, "Oh, I think I'm only a couple of episodes ahead of you," and then they were like, "Well, not for long." So they're gonna like binge like 4 episodes tonight, I think.
How long are they? Honestly,
they're short. They're like 30 minutes. Yeah, they're pretty bite sized. Which is why I'm as far as I am. I don't usually get a chance to watch that much, but anytime I'm sitting down to watch TV, I'm usually watching that. This last week or so.
You were describing to me like this hard-hitting drama, and you actually sent me a clip of something that you said sounded like my brother Jeremy.
That's exactly what it sounded like when I saw it. Yeah. Anyway, go ahead.
What I remember just from that clip was like Johnny talking about his stepson being a delinquent and the mom coming over, and she's moved into town but she's like homeless or couch surfing. And
go ahead.
It all seemed very steeped in drama.
There's some really good drama bits. I think it's written pretty well. There's a good balance between the really serious drama, the action, and just the silliness but it's Johnny.
Karate Kid.
Yeah, it's silly. It's absolutely like, silly.
It's like if the series Crash was based on the Blues Brothers.
I guess. Well, I mean, even
gulf between
even the Karate Kid, the original movie. I mean, it had bits of drama in it. He was
bullied in school a bit, but he got the opportunity to punch them.
Right, but he was also coming up without a dad. And, he had a single mom that was raising him. He had his own troubled past, and he was trying to deal with and being a new kid. And there's parts of that. There's some drama elements, not serious hard drama, but
It was a teen drama sports movie.
right. And that's what this is. It's a good extension of the original movie, I think. I think
Well, well, hold on. I should say, okay, teen drama needs to be plastered on a billboard compared to everything else. Like teen, just the word teen is really the operative word there because it's so light. Some parts of it are downright funny.
I don't think it's funny when Daniel's getting the shit kicked out of him and he's getting severely bullied.
I didn't say the whole thing was funny. Okay. I said some parts of it are downright funny.
No, that's true. They do that. They balance the show well. That's what I'm saying. They balance this new Cobra Kai show really well. You get some good drama bits. You get the silliness. Most of it comes from Johnny, who seemingly was in a coma for 20 years. Like they really like he's marinating in 80s stuff. Like it's that's what's was so silly to me about it. It's just how like he doesn't know what Facebook is. Like, all right, and that's so seriously.
He wasn't literally in a coma. He has just chosen to stay out of touch.
Exactly. No, that's what I'm saying. It's as if he were in a coma because that's what some of the ridiculousness comes from, and some of the bigger laughs I've had in this show is just laughing at how ridiculous he is.
So it is funny.
It is funny, absolutely. Okay. Like he still acts almost like the kid that he was in a way. Just more cussing. Like there's a lot more cussing in this show than there were in the movie.
They gave it the old Avatar: The Last Airbender treatment.
Is there a lot of cussing in that?
No, there was this thing that can't. Okay. Basically, the original creators of Lavish Tar, the Fab Bender. They Netflix wanted to do a live action, and there were three big things. They wanted to cast a bunch of white kids. They wanted to make them older so that there could be more sex in it, and they wanted to use wordy dirts. And the original creators were like, "No, thank you. You have Nickelodeon sold you the right to do this,
right.
but we're no longer going to work on it." Right. And they walked away from it.
That was was that the M. Night Shyamalan one?
No, this is more recent. It hasn't come out yet.
Oh,
okay. What they're planning on hasn't come out yet. I don't. After that, I don't know that it will. Right. Honestly. But of course, they had to make it curse more. Of course they did, because that's the only way it sounds real.
Right.
Even though in The Witcher it sounded completely out of place and ridiculous.
Yeah. It's just, yeah. Sometimes the cussing in this, I'm a little shocked by because I know that it wasn't there in the original. Like
you're pretty sure that Johnny didn't study fuck Kwando.
He says, okay. I mean, are we gonna just say cuss words on this show? I don't know what the verdict was on that.
Well, like the last time I checked, the whole thing about YouTube is that if you want ads on your stuff, it can't be geared towards kids, and so
I've heard some of that, and I read some of that back when it first broke. But I don't think like our stuff is labeled as adult or mature,
as
just in
hardcore
case.
Pornography.
Right, so we should be in the clear regardless. But I'm not throwing up ads on anything that matters anyway. So whatever. But anyway, so he says pussy a lot. Like if you're not Cobra Kai, if you're Cobra Kai, you have the chance to be badass. But even like there's like a lot of hazing of the recruits, and they'll come up with dick face, ass face. They'll come up with all these different nicknames for everybody. Until they've earned their stripes. It's a really
there's a Tony the Tiger quality to much of this.
It's really interesting to me because you're seeing that Cobra Kai is not as black and white, like Johnny and Daniel. It's not a black and white. It's not like he's the good guy, he's the bad guy. Like they have good and bad elements. Both of them do. And that's what Miyagi-Do karate. Yeah. He I'm not going to spoil anything, but so he's a lot of people are saying like you start the show kind of, rooting for Johnny, because he's down on his luck and like he's like trying to make his situation better by reintroducing Cobra Kai.
Uh-huh.
And so you're rooting for him at first, but then you're realizing he's still kind of a dick. Like he straight up kind of abuses some of these kids.
Well,
Like,
yeah, I mean, like I saw a trailer for it, and the Cobra Kai motto is still "Strike first, strike hard, no mercy."
yeah,
And like they actually talk like they have like Danny talking to some of the kids, being like, "I want you to watch out for Johnny because you're gonna wind up just like him," you know. And it makes a lot of sense
yeah.
because he's like an alcoholic who doesn't know what Facebook is.
Right.
Now, I'm not saying that makes you a good person or not. Just saying that
But
Johnny obviously needs some help.
right,
And
right,
Danny
right.
doesn't. So maybe
But
join Miyagi-Do.
but that's what's really interesting about it is that you hit through his journey through the first season, like you're seeing that he's not all bad, but he's also not all good. He rides the line there, and and Daniel has his issues too, and he's definitely a questionable parent at the very least. But I don't know, that's what I like about it. It's a real mix, and it doesn't do that thing that a lot of 80s shows did, where one guy was clearly the bad guy and this guy's clearly the good guy. Like they really explore these characters and humanize them, and they seem like believable people, and it's a fun ride. I like it.
Considering how cheesy the original Karate Kid truly was, is this way better than it ever deserved to be? Like
Yeah,
somebody put real love
absolutely.
into this.
I think so.
Did Jeremy write this? Is that what happened? Because he loves the Karate Kid. He
There's
loves it.
there is no question that Johnny is definitely probably his favorite character. I see a lot, like, well, when he delivered one of his lines, I thought it was like I could hear Jeremy doing that line. I think there's a lot of Jeremy in that character, but
We studied him over the four videos he's made with Warlocks over the years.
right. No, I don't know. I like it. I think it's a good show. It's worth a watch. It's still compelling in the second season. They introduced a few new characters. Some of the old characters are returning. You're getting some flashback stuff that's thrown in there. I don't know. It's good. It's a good mix. I like it.
If Johnny is a Smash Bros. Character, who is
Yeah. Do I have to pick an existing Smash Bros. Character to represent him?
he? Yes.
Solid Snake.
Solid Snake. Really? Solid Snake really has his act together.
Yeah, it's not a complete like, oh, that's definitely him. I'm basing that off of like the type of combat he is and he wears a bandana, so there's that.
Okay. And if Danny Russo is a Smash Bros. Character, who is he?
Ooh, shit. I wish I knew the personalities of more of the those characters from Fire Emblem, because I feel like he'd probably be one of those. But if no personalities.
They're just
okay.
They're just supposed to be like trappy pretty boys. I don't know. Those games have a lot of text in them. They're supposed to be pretty good stories. I don't.
Absolutely, yeah. Especially the most recent one.
The one for a phone.
No. There's one since then.
Oh, is there?
Oh yeah. It was almost a game of the year for IGN. I think it was in the running.
Okay.
It was for the Switch. I think it's called Three Houses. But if I had to get a character, I was leaning towards Fox McCloud, but that's not right, because Fox McCloud is a very serious guy.
Could it be Little Mac?
Oh no, I got it. We're gonna go with Kid.
Kid Link or Toon Link?
Kid Link. I think.
Do you know the difference?
I believe Toon Link is from a specific. He's from the one with the boat.
Yes, he is, and so he's got like more wind powers.
Actually, that seems almost more like the way that art style is in that game. It might be Toon Link, because that reminds me of kind of a little bit like Miyagi-Do type of the just the setting of the dojo. Like there's a lot of like Asian like infusion in that environment.
Maybe a little woodsier, maybe a little woodier. Yeah, because people sometimes they forget about like his sweet ass backyard, and I don't mean Pat Morita was a thick boy. I mean, it's not like
that backyard makes a reappearance.
Oh, does it?
Yes, I'm not kidding.
Wait.
They take his old house.
Wait, the lot behind Miyagi's house or Pat Morita's backyard? I'm talking about his butt.
Actor. No, not. No, not. No. It's the.
Okay.
It's that lot where the cars are and stuff like that.
I'm just picturing it bronzed, and like that's the like Pat Morita's butt is bronzed.
Yeah.
And that's the trophy for the All Valley Karate Tournament.
Mm-hmm.
Rest in peace, Pat Morita. I don't mean to make so many jokes about like a dead Hollywood treasure. That's just I'm getting my cancel apologies out now.
you know, I think you're fine. I mean, his whole thing was balance. Like, they talk about balance a lot, especially in the Cobra Kai, the show. Right. And I think there's a lot of praise for Pat Morita. So now you're just you're balancing it. You're evening it out.
I thought you were suggesting I was going to have to say something else that was like the exact opposite of Pat Morita's ass, which I'm guessing would have to be. Hold on.
He's doing gymnastics in his head.
I'm gonna go with Dick Van Dyke's penis.
Okay, fair.
Yeah,
fair. All right. I got some comic stuff I'd like to talk about at some point.
Sure.
I haven't brought that up yet. But I know you wanted to talk about Interstellar, so I was gonna let you get that out of the way.
Okay. Yes, Kat. I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Yes, I know. Oh my God. Okay, so I finally saw Interstellar, and one of the things about this show is that it's supposed to be, really, you're really just watching Johnny and I catch up during COVID. That's
pretty much.
And so I finally saw Interstellar, and I wanted to talk about it because Chris Columbus, that's not right. Christian Stewart.
Talking about the director?
Yeah,
Christopher Nolan.
Christopher Nolan. Yeah, I feel like Johnny and I have like some disagreements about him.
Yeah, I love Christopher Nolan.
And I think he's okay. I think his crowning achievement was The Dark Knight, and then after that, he makes a lot of silly movies. And
hold on. Did you end up ever seeing Dunkirk?
Dunkirk? No, I didn't see it. I actually came across the copy that you lent to me, and I was thinking I should watch Dunkirk before I make my final decision about Christopher Nolan, and then I didn't.
Well, hey, you got another one to do to watch this year, if not that one. Because Tenet, his movie.
Oh, is Tenet his?
That's his, yeah.
It's another. Oh no, it's a dream movie.
No.
You idiot! Sorry, Kat. Did I hurt you? Hey, are you okay? Like I was just holding my hand out, and he really aggressively ran his head into my fingernail. He's not losing it, so he still has the right number of eyes.
Yeah, he'll live. No, yeah, Tenet's like it's sometimes a spy movie.
But it's it's a time travel one.
It might be. I'm not 100% sure. I've actually been avoiding a lot of the trailers because I kind of just want to go in cold.
Because they were like, "Is this time travel?" I was like, "No, it's time inversion."
Oh, that's right. Yeah, there's some kind of weird. Yeah, you're right. But anyway, I do want to see that. But I love Christopher Nolan. You saw Interstellar. I still haven't seen Interstellar. That's I think the only one of his movies I have not seen.
Spoilers right off the bat. I don't care. The movie's like 10 years old.
Yeah, you can spoil it. I know a lot of stuff that happens in it anyway.
Okay. So I feel like this is Christopher Nolan's Batman Returns. Like, this was at the point where nobody was saying no to Christopher Nolan anymore because he made 2 successful Batman movies.
Yeah,
And now he just gets to do whatever he wants and make it as Christopher Nolan as he possibly can. Christopher Nolan sounds delicious, by the way.
it does. It sounds
Um,
like a delicious dessert.
um, so Interstellar is this movie where this thing called the Blight is capable of diseasing all kinds of plants. Like almost any species can get blighted, and so a lot of them are going extinct. And as a result, everyone becomes a moon landing denier. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, everyone becomes a moon landing denier because they're like, we don't need to fill people's heads with dreams of space. We need them to focus on what's going on right here. Which at no point did anybody think to create, hermetically sealed hydroponic laboratories where they grow copious amounts of food underground. Blah 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 blah. It doesn't matter. What we find out is that there's a wormhole out in space. There's a stable wormhole that will take us to another galaxy.
Okay.
And it's full of that, and it was given to us by these aliens. And on the other side, there may be planets, but it takes years and years to get there. So they get there, everything's bad. Matt Damon blows up the
Matthew
world.
McConaughey.
No, Matt Damon.
Oh, they're both in it.
Yeah. Matt Damon is a bad guy. Some people call him like the bad guy of the movie. I don't buy that. And all this is based upon the fact that and they start to solve the blight problem because his daughter, Matthew McConaughey's daughter, becomes a mathematician on Earth, and she's using data from the inside of a black hole that Matthew McConaughey is sending to her from the future because these wormhole aliens, DS9, because these wormhole aliens sent him into what they call a tesseract, and they put him at just the right moment, like where he can observe his daughter's bookshelf as it exists four-dimensionally throughout time. And so now he has the ability to like punch books out of the bookshelf, and he also messes with a watch so that it's giving Morse code, and that's how he's getting all of this information to his daughter from the future. And so his daughter fixes the gravity problem, and now we have control of gravity, and we can send everybody into space and live on a space station. Here's the deal.
Okay.
There are no wormhole aliens. It's us from the future. We've become so powerful and evolved so highly that we have access to higher dimensions, and as a result, we have complete control of space and time.
What a twist.
So, because we knew in the past we had a problem solving the gravity problem to get us all into space and away from that dying planet, in order to clue us into that problem and give us the information we needed, they sent Matthew McConaughey on an adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Why? Why didn't they send a book? Why didn't they create a gravimetric anomaly? Why didn't they write it in a crop circle? Why didn't they send one of their own people? Why, once they sent Matthew McConaughey on this adventure, why did they give him such a primitive way to talk to his daughter?
These are all legit questions.
It just none of it made any sense, and I'm not sorry I watched it. There are some beautiful things in there, but they're also very melodramatic. That movie will not stop. There are so many shots of just Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey crying, and that's it. That's really basically, they're watching TV. I know their children are growing up right before their eyes on the TV, but still. Because they go down to a planet. It's a couple of hours. They're gone 23 years.
Yeah.
What they call time slipping It's
Mhm.
called time. It's called time dilation. But
Dilation, yeah.
yeah, what the fuck do I know? All right. So that's my piece about Interstellar. If anybody wants to leave messages about how that was a smart and touching movie, please feel free. I'd love to talk about it more because good night. Do I think it's just kind of a silly space movie? It's poorly named.
Yeah, I'm gonna see it eventually. So-
Based upon my recommendation.
Yeah. Your glowing recommendation. Well, I might be able to treat movies that you dislike. Similarly, how I view movies that are mutual friend Marlon. When he tells me he doesn't like a movie, that usually means I'll like it. So I might have to treat movies that you don't like the same way. We'll see. We'll see.
Do you have a good example?
I can give you examples of the movies he likes.
Sure.
He likes movies.
Oh wait, I remember. He likes movies.
He likes movies. He
He
likes
likes scary movie and
Yep.
epic movie.
Yep. Yep. He likes those. Those are the ones that stick in my mind because those are like the most unbelievable that he would actually like. But he also likes like big action movies. Like I'm sure that I might be putting words in his mouth, but I think he likes the Fast and Furious movies. I think stuff like that. Like stuff that's like, really like big and just crazy stuff.
Did you see the Fast and Furious spin-off? It was like Calvin and Hobbes or something.
I didn't see it. I have never seen a single Fast and Furious movie.
Oh, you haven't even seen the first one.
None of them.
It's interesting.
I've heard the first one's okay, but if I see any of them, it might be that one. I'm definitely not going to watch them now because they're the exact kind of movies I do not like to watch. I know I know what they've become. In fact, they did one of them, the most recent one on How Did This Get Made?
Yeah.
Yep.
What sticks out to me about those movies is tan, oily bikini women.
Right.
For some, one thing, I don't mind sex
Hobbs
appeal
and
movies.
Shaw, that's the name of
Hobbs
it.
and Shaw, yeah. I don't mind sex appeal in movies. I don't. But for some reason in those movies, sex appeal is boiled down to if you're tan and you're in a bikini and you are dripping with oil, then you're sexy. And I don't understand.
You fit right in. Oh man, those are movies about jumping the shark. Like from beginning to end, they're just jumping sharks.
I suppose so. I mean, the first one was kind of like a heist movie.
Right. No. I'm saying well, that's what they've become. I think they started getting real goofy. I think
Oh,
after the third one.
I don't. I think the height of goofiness has got to be this is a high watermark. They bring back Vin Diesel, and for some reason, he is unstoppable because he has a new carbon fiber armor and a sword. It's like a very modern take on like heavy like full plate armor and a sword.
I think he's just a demigod in those movies now.
High tech. Well, one of them has like I think it's Idris Elba's character. He has a skeleton that's reinforced with a metal. Like straight up, he has metal in his bones.
So dumb. You know, a movie that I'm actually really excited about. I really want to see Tenet, and I really want to see the new James Bond movie. I'm really excited about those movies in particular.
Uh-huh.
So, just saying.
I saw a brief trailer for Bond. I don't know if we've ever talked about this. I don't like Daniel Craig as Bond.
Oh,
I don't.
he's my favorite.
I don't think he's sleek enough. And don't get me wrong. If this was like franchise and it was called like James Blonde or something like that, then that'd be fine. But like he's supposed to be Bond, and Bond's a gentleman spy, you know.
Well, in the books, he's written a little differently, and from what I understand, I've never read the books, but this is what I've learned about it, and other people have said is that he's more of a grittier Bond, and it's more true to the books. Like he's actually more of a damaged character.
Well, and that's probably why they started with Casino Royale, which was the first book, right?
I think so. I think that's right.
Yeah, it wasn't the first movie. Um, And that's because like somebody else had the rights to Casino Royale, and so it became this really weird and experimental like Woody Allen comedy, um, where there are like a dozen different high profile actors playing James Bond.
Right.
They all have the code name James Bond. Um, and you might wanna look it up later. The intro sequence to that movie is golden. It's just put in Casino Royale 1967.
Okay. I'll check it out. So there's actually been we didn't even write everything down that we were going to talk about. I just
never do.
assumed. I know. I feel like we should. Um, I feel like we should talk about at least mention like we touched on I think before the show started was the new 3D Mario All Stars thing.
Right. Well, the Nintendo Direct, whether it
Yeah.
was today or not, doesn't matter. It's the first time we've
Right.
done a show in a week.
Right. I just want to know what your take on it is and if you're actually excited about it.
I'm very excited. I was okay. I just thought of something. Okay, because I just picked up Super Mario All Stars again, which is one of my favorite games of all time, and actually because of the art direction.
Mm-hmm.
I love the new skins for some of these games. Actually, for all the games, they all look amazing. And I just realized just now while you were mentioning it, because Super Mario 3D All Stars is a game that's coming out for Switch. It's coming out relatively soon. And it's going to have Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Double Dribble Galaxy. There we go. So it's going to have those three games, and it's kind of like, oh man, remember when we brought back all the old Mario's for the All Stars? We're doing it again, but it's all your 3D favorites. And then I realized there's no updated art. Actually,
no, they're almost straight up ports. They're not really remastering them.
Right. It's higher resolution and optimized for 1080p.
And they do have to make modifications for Galaxy. No, for Sunshine because it had motion controls.
Right.
Or was that the GameCube one? That was the GameCube.
Galaxy
was Wii.
Yeah, Galaxy had more motion control stuff because there was a way to pick up star bits with your wand and stuff like that, which is actually that's going to be really simple. Just do it on the touchscreen, you know. But so just a second ago, this has been a roller coaster of emotion for me. Just a second ago, I was like, oh, there's no updated art style, and now just even fewer seconds ago, I started thinking, that's probably a genius move. Because if you look at Super Mario 1, you look at Super Mario 2, you look at Super Mario 3. And in the originals, you see vastly different art styles.
True.
But between the 3Ds, especially between Galaxy and Sunshine, not huge differences. Mm-hmm. Mario has a model now. Right. And they don't get away from it too much.
Right. They don't stray from it too much.
Yeah, so really the only thing you could hope for is that, first, Mario 64 stays looking as weird as he does, mm-hmm. which is pretty strange.
Well, I heard some people say that the one thing they wish they did change was the camera, because the camera you kind of have to fight with it sometimes in that game.
I imagine they will. For Super Mario All Stars, there were some obvious what are they called? Quality of life changes.
Yeah.
Being able to save on any world and then access any lower world from there. Although one thing I did notice is that when was the last time we played Super Mario 1?
The original?
The original.
Shit. It's been a long, long time. It's either been the 90s or it's been just early 2000s. One of the two.
The physics are super wonky.
Oh yeah.
It can kind of be random when Mario's going to do a long jump, if he's going to accelerate through a jump. Sometimes he just launches himself across the screen, and they kept that 1-to-1 for the Super Mario All Stars. So actually, you might be right. The C buttons might be back, but you know what? You know what? Probably not. I'll tell you why. Lack of face buttons. The C buttons on the N64 controller were made for the camera.
Right.
That's why they're called the C buttons.
Yeah.
And now they just don't have that same kind of real estate anymore.
No, not on those. Not on the Switch.
Mm-hmm. They'd have to do. They'd have to do it the way the PlayStation did a lot, and that was with the triggers. And if they start doing that, at that point, they're just being obstinate.
Mm-hmm.
At that point, they're just actively fucking with us instead of just giving us the stick.
Yeah. Well, my thoughts on the whole thing is, I don't think I could. I don't care. I'm not going to buy it.
I'm very excited to have Mario 64 on the Switch. Very excited.
I know people
and I've
love
never
that
played
game.
Sunshine.
Yeah. A lot of people didn't. I don't know. I like Mario games, but I've never been like super big into the one player experiences. I've always gravitated towards the multiplayer, couch co-op or couch multiplayer. Like I got big into Super Smash Brothers. I love the Mario Kart series. That's where I usually stay as far as in the Mario universe. The one player experiences I beat Super Mario World when I was a kid. That's the only Mario game I've ever finished. So like I think these games are cool, and I'm glad that they're bringing them back. I have heard, and I kind of agree with it. I think the price tag is too much.
What are they asking?
$60. These games are 20 and 30 years old. Like, well, not that much, not 30 years old, but they are very old games. They're not really enhancing them much. At least that's what's been said. And like, I don't know. I feel like they're not doing that much to them. These are games that individually probably wouldn't sell that much. Like people, if they brought them back separately, I think that people would pick their favorite one or Mario 64 because I think that's the one that people love the most of the three, and I think they would just buy that one. I think they're only putting them in a package so they can sell more of these, and the price tag just seems a little steep to me. I don't think it's a $60 game to bring these all back that way. And the other weird thing they're doing is they're only selling it for a few. Was it 2 or 3? Like 3 or 4 months or something.
Yeah.
There's a time limit on it.
It is a limited run thing, but I think digital's longer.
Mm-hmm.
I think it may be. It may just be a set number of copies. But I think digital is going to be around longer because they want desperately for that to happen.
Yeah.
Which I hate.
Yeah.
But actually, I'm looking on eBay right now, and if you're going to get an original Mario 64 cart, it's going to set you back about $25. And that's assuming you already have a Nintendo 64. And so let me just put in Mario Sunshine eBay.
Well, Nintendo's very good at creating, like kind of like a false sense of scarcity with a lot of their products. They do this with the hardware too, and it seems a little underhanded. I wish they would just release it and then just leave it. They don't. It doesn't need to be a timed. It doesn't need to be a timed exclusive kind of thing. It just seems weird, or not exclusive, but just availability.
Mario Sunshine is gonna set you back about $30 as well, unless you want to get a brand new.
Sure, I'm not saying that this wouldn't be a cheaper alternative to buying all three of the originals, because there's definitely, if you're going to buying the what are the cartridges or discs or whatever. I mean, yeah, there's a collector's thing going on, and there's limited quantity of the old ones. It just feels a little unfair. Like they could have made it a little more fair for consumers that love the old games, like especially for the 35th anniversary. Like if it's really a celebration of gaming and of the character, I think they could definitely live. Like they're not going to see a drop in income or whatever just because, or revenue just because they priced it at $40. Like they'd still, like, they're not hurting for money.
I understand where you're coming from, but one of the things that we have to that is it isn't a bad thing to talk about is that video games, like premium video games, have been $50 to $60, between $40 and $60 for like the past 30 years.
Mm-hmm.
And so like they've never caught up with inflation. They've kind of been underselling it for a while because they're afraid that increasing the price is going to be a problem.
That is true, but they've found ways of getting around that. That's why they have microtransactions and things like that.
Sure.
And they are talking about, with this next generation, increasing it by $10. So we probably will see across the board $70 games for the Xbox, new Xbox, and the PS5.
Yeah.
But these are also not new games. That's kind of the thing.
Well, here's the other thing about it. And the reason that I'm going to get it is because I could very easily emulate all of these games. No problem. Yeah. But I want them on my Switch.
Oh no, absolutely. And I'm not saying people shouldn't get it, and I know people will get it. And the people that are really big fans of Mario, they're going to get it, and that's why Nintendo keeps doing this stuff like this, is because people are still going to keep buying them, and they know that.
Mm-hmm.
But
go ahead. What I was disappointed in is that I don't know when Mario's birthday is. Mm-hmm. However, I have a feeling Nintendo might. And for the 30, they didn't plan a really big new game for the 35th.
No.
And that's what I thought the last announcement was going to be. Was going to be maybe like a really big DLC for Odyssey, or an add-on or something like that for two-player co-op, or possibly even a teaser for Odyssey 2. Mm-hmm. Which honestly, it should be a Super Mario Iliad. That'd be really cool. But no, the best we got, and it's not a major gripe because this does look like fun, is Super Mario Kart Home Circuit.
Oh yeah, that does look like fun. You're right.
As a pet owner, how do you feel about having RC cars that you can race on your device?
To be honest, I probably won't buy it, just because I know the price tag. I think it's supposed to be over $100
for what, one racer?
Yeah.
Really?
I think it's for the package, like the racer and the software. Yeah.
No, I just want the racer. Can you get it without? That's all. Honestly.
Probably not. No, I like the idea though. I think it's really cool. I think the AR is really cool. No, I love that. But go ahead.
The whole thing about it for me is that I love the toy, but one thing I'm thinking about is, like, if somebody gets knocked off the track or is turned upside down, like, do all racers stop while you reset because someone's going to have to go out there and get it? If you bump somebody, do you both slow down?
I don't know.
Because that would be the way to make sure that people aren't just trying to spin each other out, because there's no good way to get back on the track.
Yeah.
Also, who lives in Parquet Land?
I don't know.
First off, okay, even if you live in Parquet Land, who sweeps that much? Who sweeps enough?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
Oh man, you can make Mop Land.
Yeah.
It'll have ice. It'll have ice physics, and bonus, you'll have to replace the cart because all sorts of Mr. Clean's going to get up in the servos. No, you have to be able to buy the toys separately because they're going to break. They can't expect you to buy the software every single time.
Probably.
That's a win.
Okay.
Because all I want is the car.
Okay. That's fair. The one thing that came out of this thing that I actually think is really cool, but I also think is a limited time only, is the Mario 35, which is the Battle Royale, where I thought that looked really cool. And if you've ever played Tetris 99, it's similar. I think that I like that. I like the idea of playing a little Battle Royale with the old school Mario. That looked. I don't know. I like that idea. I mean, well, like I said earlier, I'm big into the multiplayer, so I really like it.
I want a more accurate Mario 35, which is about a Mario slowly approaching middle age and worrying about whether or not to get his master's degree. And
Fair.
And Daisy is gonna badger him about not having kids.
That's fair. Yeah, I like that. You want to talk about some comics?
Yeah, give me 1 second. If you'll do like a little, I heard something odd. I'll be right back.
Okay. Well, I hope you don't have an intruder. That would be bad. That would end this podcast /VCast /YouTube video streaming video show spectacular. It would end very abruptly if Zach just got swatted. Oh. But what I'm planning on doing, I'm planning on going through my recent haul of comics. I do have a lot of them. Let's all pray for the safety and well-being of Zach. Make sure he, hope he returns to the show shortly. I was going to check the stream. Don't quite understand. Let's see. Real thrilling show right now. I'm just going to take these out of the bag and get them organized. Let's see.
Wait, were you not talking to America the whole time?
Yep. I was, and I ran out of stuff to do, and then I was like, I'll just organize these real quick.
Okay, well, I'm back.
Okay.
I think it was the printer.
That's all that was?
The printer makes ghost noises every once in a while, just to
scare
you.
Yeah.
I know it's doing something,
printer.
But it also knows that it hasn't printed anything in 15 years.
I think it was trying to remind you that it's still there.
Well, I hate it. It doesn't matter how simple a print job it is. I go to Office Max. It really doesn't. I don't print anything.
I've been doing Office Depot myself, but I'd actually prefer to get my own printer. I need to do that.
They suck. They all suck.
I'm fine with it.
Okay. I'm fine with it not printing because that's what printers do.
No, I usually can get them to work for a little while. Actually, the last printer I had for years.
And how many times did you use it?
A lot. I mean, over the span of those years, it paid for itself. But when one of my last moves, it just stopped working. Like the power wouldn't come on, so I was just like, all right. Okay, so I got a big haul from the. I don't think you had a
printer. I think you had a ghost.
Maybe.
I think that was the only thing making that printer working was the ghost of old man Xerox.
Yeah. So I got a good haul from the comic book store, and I also got a comic back from CGC. So that's really what I have as far as comics go. And you might get a kick out of some of these comics that I got.
Okay.
Do you want to do those, or do you want to do the do a show and tell for my CGC book?
CGC. That's when you get them graded, right? Yeah. Let's see what you got graded. I'm curious.
Okay. So I got graded, and this is I was really happy. I just got this back today. So they did every once in a while CGC will do a signing like a they'll have like a writer or an artist come in, and they'll tell all their members about it. Like, if you want to send some books in, we'll get it signed for you. We'll witness it, and that way we can say it's officially signed, and then they'll grade it on top of that. And they did Scott Snyder recently.
Ooh,
so I
our
sent
biggest fan.
Yeah, so I sent in Dark Knight's Metal #2.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is the first appearance of the Batman Who Laughs in a cameo on the last page. So I got it signed, and this bitch came out as a 9.8.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm really excited about that. I'm not sure about that lighting. I'm trying to get the glare out of there. There, that's better.
Yeah, stop jiggling your puffs and look at the comic. You ungrateful gamers.
So that's something I'm really excited about. I will likely sell it, I believe is what I'm going to do with it.
Well, how much
I love the whole.
What is that worth now?
Well, I'm not sure. What I can project that it'll probably go for about $150.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I found 2 of them that had sold that were not signed on eBay, 9.8s, and one of them sold for like 100. The other one sold for like 130. So I'm imagining with the signature, it would be roughly about 150. But anyway, I'm excited about that, and I'll be able to do a show and tell in a few weeks. I sent a whole big batch of stuff to get graded recently. All right, so I'm just gonna go through the books here. I got the Führer and the Tramp.
What is this?
I'm not 100% sure, but it's got what's his name? The Tramp.
It's a drawing, so it's whoever they say it is.
Yeah, but what's his name? The guy, the actor. He has
no
the
one.
Hitler. What's his name?
If you're Charlie Chaplin,
Charlie Chaplin.
Okay.
Yeah. Charlie Chaplin.
Wait, this is a great dictator comic tie-in.
I guess that's the way. Yeah. So it's got Charlie Chaplin and Hitler.
Yeah. Well, the tramp and Hitler.
Yeah, and the front, it's got kind of similar to the famous punch by Captain America. Yeah, so it's got that, and just the fact that it had both these characters in it, I was like, that's got to be a funny, at least an interesting story.
Well, do you know what The Great Dictator is? Do you know what that movie is?
Oh, that's where Charlie Chaplin did the big speech at the end.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't remember the specifics, but at the end of the day, a very predominant fascist leader in Europe bears a striking resemblance to a down on his luck British person, allowing Charlie Chaplin to play both roles, and eventually the Tramp becomes the leader of this country.
So I don't know if it's a tie into that, but
it's got to be.
I will read it and I will get back to you and let you know.
I need a dramatic reading. That's going to be one of these shows.
Yeah, we might have to do that. This one just looked interesting to me. I haven't dug real deep into this, but this is called "We Only Find Them When They're Dead."
Oh. And
from what I understand, the synopsis
couldn't find a cover artist.
And it's supposed to be about it's a future story, like far future, and there are gods that exist, and when they die, their giant corpses float around in space. So we only find them when they're dead. They don't actually see the gods until they're dead. So I thought that was an interesting premise. So that's why I'm checking that one out. That's the first issue. And then this is the second issue. I've read the first one already. This is really cool to me. This is Alien, the original movie, but this is actually a comic based on the original screenplay.
Ooh, so different.
Yeah, it's gonna be different than the movie.
That's a really cool idea. I like that a lot.
Yeah, and I can already tell a lot of differences from the first issue. So I think it's been good so far.
I'm going to be interested to learn whether or not those touch-ups were needed.
Right.
Like whether or not it's just like really out there and like eventually Dan Aykroyd gets his dick sucked by a ghost. Because that's how the original script of Ghostbusters went.
Right.
They traveled back in time. That's why he's dressed like that.
Okay, so this one is a book I'm really excited to read. Have not read it yet. It's a Black Label book from DC, and it's the one they've talked about this for a little bit. It's called Batman Three Jokers.
Oh yeah, I've heard a little bit about this because they set this up in Rebirth, right?
I think that they may have touched on it. I know it's only been briefly touched on at all. But yeah, this is basically what if there were three Jokers, and they're trying to. I don't know if it's officially canon, but from what I've understood and some of the stuff I've read, some headlines are like basically saying they're rewriting some of the origin of Batman. And so I don't know if that's officially canon or not, or if it's just one of those stories. It's just usually the Black Label stuff is supposed to be just kind of what if stories, so it's not supposed to be canon. But I'm really curious how they handle that.
Well, the thing, like, one of the unfortunate things is that in the world of comics, when it comes to stuff that gets set up for like a long time, think stuff like Doomsday Clock, stuff gets dropped.
Yeah.
They just don't do certain things for a variety of reasons. Sometimes they straight up switch writers, and the writer didn't know or didn't care.
Right.
And this was like 6-7 years ago. No, maybe more like 4 or 5 years ago. There was an issue of Justice League where Batman sits on the Mobius chair, and I don't know exactly what like all the little nooks and crannies of what's going on is, but basically the chair tells him there's more than one Joker. He's like, shit.
Oh, right.
And so the idea is that there's 3 Jokers, and they each represent like a different era of Joker, going from the original Joker, who is just kind of like a stylized professional criminal, career criminal, then going into the pop art era where he's like silly and he's like, Batman, you'll never get out of this pie. And then going into the third, the more modern Joker, which is very much based, which is the character is very rooted in his own psychology.
Right.
Was
that okay? I thought you were still going. So then these next few are all Joker War tie-ins.
Joker War?
Yeah, that's the big event that's going on in the Batman comics right now. Okay.
I didn't know anything about that, to be honest. I didn't know comics were still being made. I didn't know. Huh?
Yes, you did.
Do
you know about Punchline?
No.
Punchline is Joker's new girlfriend.
Okay.
It was a big deal when she had her first appearance. People kind of went crazy over that book. And then in the do you know about the 80th anniversary books?
For who?
Well, they're doing one for each major Batman character. So Batman's already got one. Or Batman, I think his came out. They did one for Joker. They did one for Catwoman, and they're doing one for Robin. And the one for Joker, it's a big, thick book. I actually have every variant of it, which may have been an investment I should not have done.
No, probably not.
There's a lot of them. But anyway, I'm going to sell some of those. I do not need to keep all those. But anyway, in that 80th anniversary for Joker, they did an origin story for her, for Punchline.
Okay. Seems like a weird thing to do for a character they came up with 2 months ago, but
yeah, I think they just didn't know where else to put it. But it's a short story. It's a very short. She's a college student, and she murders people, and she likes the Joker. So that's her origin story. That's pretty much it. In the story, she proves to Joker that she's serious by killing the dean of her college, I think.
I would never want to prove to the Joker that I'm serious about anything. Wouldn't that be the best way to get him to stop paying attention to you.
Yeah, right.
Okay. I don't know why I instantaneously hate this character.
It's fine. I think she's just a big gimmick. It's fine that you don't like her.
I just think that the Joker is the last character that needs a girlfriend. Like
Well,
that's not even how Harley Quinn started, you know? Harley Quinn was his doctor.
right.
He
Well,
doesn't need like self-style.
So here's the thing. So now Harley, as independent as she is now she in one of the books she feuds with Punchline because it's the ex versus the current girlfriend.
Why? Harley's a hero character now. She should only worry about putting her in jail.
I don't know what the context was. I do think that Harley was with Batman at the time. So whatever.
What? Wait,
Huh?
Harley was
not with Batman.
Scalloped boots.
No. She was just on the cover with Batman fighting Punchline.
Well, that makes sense. Harley's Harley's a superhero.
I also I had one of the first comics I ever owned was a Marvel Masterpiece art book that had Hulk on the cover, and I think they had there's a few different characters they had, and I think there was I don't remember all the characters, but they had a Captain Britain in there, and that's the first time I learned who Captain Britain was, and ever since then I kind of liked the idea of Captain Britain, so I had to get the Marvel Tales Captain Britain. This is a big book. It's pretty thick. I'm definitely gonna read this one.
Is he a lad?
A lad?
Yeah. Is he a lad?
I don't
know. I don't know if I'm using this term correctly. By the way, if we have anybody watching in the UK, is he a chav? Does he love a pint and a bit of footy?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Like a bro here.
Yeah. Is he?
And then of course I got the latest issue of Gideon Falls, one of my favorite books. Issue 24.
That comic book about people in normal clothes.
Yep. And then I'm trying to get caught up on this series, at least reading it. I've only read like the first 3 issues, but this is number 9 of Blade Runner.
Yeah, I considered getting into that one.
I'm liking it. The artwork alone is pretty awesome.
The artwork did seem nice. I don't know. There was just something about it. I think it's in the part of Dimensions that I go there to find something weird and not based on anything. Yeah, that's where I found like Black Betty, which was really cool. And then that's a licensed product, and so I'm like, I don't want to read more Blade Runner.
It's got the reviews for it are great, and the story so far for me has been good. And like I said, the artwork's amazing. So I don't know. I think it's worth getting into. The last one I got is a book I have not started reading yet. I don't even remember what it's about. But it looked good. It looked interesting to me. It's called That Texas Blood.
Oh, that's about New York gangs.
Is it really?
It's about a West Coast rapper.
What else? What else is it about?
It's about barbecue.
Oh yeah. That makes sense.
It's about barbecue and cattle and secession.
Of course.
Secession.
Of course.
From the Union. All that.
All that.
And your favorite superhero, Texas Blood.
I feel like that would make it. I like that name for a superhero. Oh, that reminds me. I haven't watched it yet, but season 2 of The Boys is out.
Yes, I keep meaning to watch it too, but for some reason I'm binging Kid Icarus.
Wait, that's a show?
It's a Jim Caddick, aka Kid Icarus, is a YouTube video game reviewer.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, he's a little young. He's almost 10 years younger than us, and so he's got that nostalgic hard on for PS1 games, and so he has his own little niche. It's fun.
That's fun. I don't watch any streamers.
Streamers? You watch any streakers?
All the time.
Do you watch any noisemakers?
Mm-mm.
Wow. Like all sorts of fireworks and party decorations all sound pervy. This is a
Yes, they do.
noisemaker. This is a cherry bomb. This is a streamer.
Yeah. Oh man, it's getting to that part of the show where I'm just kind of, I look like I'm in the end of the show.
Instead of acknowledging it, the stagey, crafty thing to do would just be to end the show gracefully. But you always drag it out into this whole thing that
I know.
gets very
It's
depressing.
terrible. It's terrible.
And since we can't focus on you, all we can look at is the shadows that are telling us that your ceiling fan's still on.
Can you actually see that?
Yeah.
Oh, you can. I shrunk the screen that the viewers can see, so they can't see that.
I thought you said they could see the speaker.
What speaker?
Whoever's doing it.
Oh, I told you that was something I tried to do. It didn't work.
Oh, that didn't work. Okay.
I shrunk the video size of me, so they don't see the ceiling fan shadow above my head.
I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let me go ahead and end the show. At this point, I would like to thank you all for getting all the way to the very end of the video. If there's anything you'd like to talk to us about, remember, not a lot of people watch these videos right now. So if you have a question, a comment, concern, you want to argue about something, you want to buy one of Johnny's comic books that he said he was going to sell, make an offer. Like, we're very accessible. We hope to grow relatively soon, but we're very accessible right now. So get in on it. And of course, thanks to Bianx Stanks. Stuke Nukem.
You talking about the comment we got?
Banks Pan Kanks, Ace Pilot of the Rebel Alliance. Thank you for being a part of this and engaging with us. We hope to hear more from you in the future. In fact, you know what? Why don't we go ahead and say what he said? We'll answer it right here. Hopefully, he's listening. Let's see. Salutations.
Okay, got it. Okay.
Salutations, Vestigial Tales. PC Panadome was a total ripoff.
DC Pandandome.
Huh?
DC Pandandome.
DC Pandandome was a total ripoff. There was no dome and precisely one panda. At least I think it was a panda. He's Zap Brannigan, but at least I think it was a panda. It may have been Robert Pattinson wearing runny mascara. I, for one, will be boycotting Batman Glampire the Masquerade over its insulting, bad casting choice. Doesn't Warner Brothers know that all nerds are Team Jacob? P.S. I will, however, be writing the 50 Shades of Grey style reinterpretation of Robert Pattinson's Batman and become filthy, stinking rich. It will be set in an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne is a lonely, brooding billionaire. Wait, scratch that. It will be set in an alternate universe where Bruce Wayne is a lonely, brooding high school boy who is secretly a vampire. Cha-ching! Perfect. It'll sell 1 million copies. $, $. So yes, thank you very much for that. On that note, I think it's time to say goodbye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.